You killed my love.
It's possible. I kill a lot of people. Who was this love of yours? Another prince like this one? Ugly, rich, and scabby?
No, a farm boy. Poor. Poor and perfect. With eyes like the sea after a storm. On the high seas your ship attacked, and the dread pirate Roberts never takes prisoners.
Well, I can't afford to make exceptions. I mean, once word leaks out that a pirate has gone soft, people begin to disobey you, and it's nothing but work, work, work all the time.
You mock my pain!
Life is pain, Highness. Anyone who says differently is selling something. I remember this farm boy of yours, I think. This would be, what, 5 years ago? Does it bother you to hear?
Nothing he could say would upset me.
He died well. That should please you. No bribe attempts or blabbering. He simply said, please. Please, I need to live. 'Twas the please that caught my memory. I asked him what was so important for him here. True love, he replied. And then he spoke of a girl of surpassing beauty and faithfulness. I can only assume he meant you. You should bless me for destroying him before he found out what you really are. And what am I? Faithfulness he talked of, madam, your enduring faithfulness. Now tell me truly, when you found out he was gone, did you get engaged to your prince at the same hour, or did you wait a whole week out of respect for the dead?
You mocked me once, never do it again! I died that day!
Click clop, click clop, click clop.
You can die too, for all I care!
As you wish. Oh, my sweet Wesley, what have I done?
Oh,
That was a scene from The Princess Bride, originally shot here in Cavedale. Cavedale has also been used for the Game of Thrones spin-off series House of Dragon. Oh, thank you. Oh, that's so lovely. Needs more sugar. I spoke to a passerby, a stranger walking through, to see what they thought of this place.
What brings you here?
It's a remarkable place to come and walk, to come and spend time, really. I don't know if it'll be clear on the surrounding audio rather than the main pickup, but with the high sides, there's a spectacular sense of isolation, and particularly from sound. It's very still, it's very quiet in here. I mean, partly due to the quietness of the valley itself, but that's just amplified here, particularly on a still and snowy day like this. And then on top of that, you know, you're walking on the ocean bed, you're on a compressed coral reef. What a remarkable place to be able to just come and be.
Babe, what are you talking about? There's no drone around. You know, I love guys without any brains. Oh my God, right, so Cavedale is hidden behind a small village called Castleton. Castleton is in the Peak District, and people often miss out on this spot because it's very hidden. You've got to go down a narrow alleyway at the back of the village to get here. Let's talk about how this place was made in a long, geological, boring paragraph, shall we? Bosh! I'm not doing that. Let's instead go far away and back in time. Bugger! Oh my God! Oh, my socks are wet. Oh. As you may have noticed, it's a warm, shallow sea. Inside, there are plenty of crustaceans. A lot of them super recognisable. Ammonites, bivalves, crinoids. They're all having the best time of their life right now, until they die. Did you like that? I thought it'd be a bit like, you know,
Get
tension.
on with it! Yeah, get on with it!
All right. The shells become compacted from the layers upon layers of other shells and sand that keep sinking to the ocean floor. The seawater too puts pressure on this layer of sand and seashell until slowly it solidifies. It turns to rock. Really think about that. Imagine how much pressure it takes to turn a bunch of sand and shells into rock for that long a time. It's tons and tons of weight pressing down on something until it completely hardens and is never the same again. That's almost comparable to my secondary school experience here in the UK. But what rock is this called? Jessica?
Is it gritstone?
Thomas?
It's limestone!
Aha! Bingo! It's limestone, the sexiest rock of all time. Gosh, I can't wait to tell you about speleogenesis. But let's go back to the present and see what this looks like. Wow, that's a view. Oh, I should present here. Yeah. Throughout Cavedale, there is evidence of all of this happening over millions of years, all in the rocks the passers-by walk over. Most of them go unnoticed, like this bland-looking rock here. However, if you take a closer look, somewhere on the rock, there's always going to be a little bit of evidence that something has been here. Now, keep in mind, that is not a shell. That's the imprint of a shell. Places like these are and should be protected. So I'm going to put this little buddy back where it belongs. But before I do, I christen you Carl. Hi, Carl.
Oh my god, I'm on the television. Hi Mum, hi Dad. Oh, hi Elise, I'm a big fan. I just want to say I'm grateful for this opportunity.
Places like these show more evidence of it shifting in different directions. So, you've got a big chungus block of limestone. But Cavedale isn't a block of limestone anymore because you can walk through it. So, what happened? Jessica.
Is it gritstone?
You keep using that word. I don't think you know what it means. Thomas.
It cracks.
Ah, excellent. It cracks. But what makes it crack? Pressure. A rock doesn't just crack willy-nilly. It needs applied force. What are we talking about here?
Tectonic.
That's right.
It's not gritstone.
It's tectonic plates. Isn't that right, Elise? Yes. What I'm in right now is creating my favourite Derbyshire limestone. And it's going to shift all the way up from the tectonic plate action to where Britain is today, making it a much cooler continent. Okay. That was weird, but, right. I'm not going to have to do that, am I? I don't really want to get wet. Anyway, before we move on to a fantastic example, I just want to let you know that yes, there is a castle in the background of this video. This is Peveril Castle, which was built just above Cavedale. Here, I've selected a sample of Cavedale. This sample speaks volumes to me because what it's saying is it's shifted at some point. It's moved. How can you tell? Because the cracks do not go in a straight line. They're going like this. They're not going like that. They're going like this. In fact, the whole piece, the whole chunk of Cavedale is on an upward gradient. Why? Because of the tectonic plates shifting. But if you think about it, let's use the example of my finger here. You've got pressure on one side and you've got pressure on the other. And eventually, what is going to happen? Bam! it starts to buckle under the pressure, and the rock is literally doing that. Now, the geological term, believe it or not, for the cracks you get from that process are called joints, which is really easy to remember because the joints are allowing that to happen in your finger as well.
Rainwater then runs into these joints in the rock. The acid in the water, carbonic acid, begins to whittle away at the rock over time, and that is what's making a cave. In fact, Cavedale used to be a cave, but because of all that glacial ice melt, this valley has been carved deeply out. The water that runs through Cavedale now actually disappears to the caverns that lie underneath it. That's right, when you're walking through Cavedale, you're walking over caves.
Elise, come pick me up. What are you doing waving? Stop waving. I want to be on television. Oh, she's gone. And I suppose it would have been nice to be on television. Cassandra left me 2 years ago now. I still think of her. Carol. Was it Carol or Cassandra? Oh, I don't know. Either one of them, really. Oh, Carol took the kids away. Now I'll never see them again. Well, apart from on weekends, but I'm busy most weekends, so... if only they enjoyed golfing as well. I do want to meet more women. It's just trying to find them in a sea of rock and no women. You see, if I wasn't such a thespian myself, I would think, where have all my friends gone? Is it because I've been talking too much? It's because I talk too little. I need to talk more. I need to have someone record down what I say for others, other generations to listen to. Because I have the advice to end all advice. Step 1,